Hi and welcome to the channel. My name is Tony and today I'm going to show you how to do an initial setup of a Synology DS920 Plus. If this is your first time here, please consider subscribing to the channel and be sure to hit that little bell so that you're alerted to when we release new content. Okay, so we are looking at two angles of my overhead camera, and what we're going to do today is get these two Western Digital 4TB drives installed into this Synology DS920 Plus. Now, I just want to mention that those two drives that I have are from my original DS216 Plus 2. They were the 4TB drives that I had set that unit up with, and I had recently, a couple of months ago, did a swap for those 4TB drives and installed two 10TB drives in that DS216 Plus 2. So if you're interested in seeing that video, I'll put a link to that up above. But as far as today's video is concerned, I'm going to use those two drives in the DS920 Plus. I was hoping to do the initial setup with all four drives. However, the price of drives right now is extremely high, so I'm just going to proceed for this video using the existing drives that I have. And that'll make for another video. Eventually, when I get some extra money coming into the channel, then I'll buy two more drives, and then I'll do a video on showing how to add drives to a working NAS. So anyway, that said, let's just get back to the drive installation and setup process. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead here and I'm just going to flip the first door open and pull out the first tray. I'm going to do the same thing with the second tray. We'll take one drive, and now this is a toolless installation, so basically all you have to do is pop out these side brackets, insert the drive, make sure that the connections are facing the front, and then just pop back in the side brackets to get them locked into place. Okay, that's one. We'll just slide it in the unit, push it all the way in, and lock the door. And we're going to do the same thing with the other drive. So we're just removing the brackets off the side, placing the drive in the tray, and then just adding the brackets back. Make sure they snap in place firmly. And then just install, push all the way in, and lock the drive. Next thing we'll do is we'll take a network cable. Now I just have one of the cables that came with the Synology unit, and we're just going to plug it into the LAN 1 interface, which is the one closest to the edge of the unit. And then we're going to take the power cord, and we're going to plug the power cord into the back of the unit. There we go, so you can see that. And it's right underneath the Ethernet cable, so we're just going to gently put it into place. There we go, just like that. Okay, so we have our drives in place. We have our drives in place. We have our Ethernet cable plugged in. We have our power cable plugged in, and we're just going to press the power button right here on the front of the unit. It should beep and start the power up process. There we go, and hopefully you can see the flashing light on the power button. It's in the boot up process. We'll wait for the DS920 to boot up, and then we'll switch over to find.synology.com and try to locate the NAS on the network. Okay, so the Synology is all booted up, and on the display I have a blinking status light and a solid disk 1 and disk 2 light. So let's look at my computer screen, and I'm at find.synology.com to locate the device on my network. And the reason it says no disk station found within the LAN was because I loaded the page prior to firing up the Synology. So all we're going to do now is hit refresh, and hopefully it'll find the DS920 Plus. And there we go. So server name Synology NAS. It assigned an IP address. There's the MAC address, the serial number, DSM version 6.2-25556, and then model name DS920, and then it says status not installed. So let's go ahead and connect, and we're going to agree to the end user license so that we can continue. We're going to hit continue again on the privacy statement. If you're getting any value out of this video, please smash that like button. It lets the YouTube algorithm know you like what we're doing here at the channel. Now, back to the video. Welcome, and it gives us the option to set up. So we're going to go ahead and click on setup. Install the latest DSM new features and security fixes. And then it also gives you the option to do the manual install. We're just going to hit install now. All data on hard disks 1 and 2 will be removed during the installation. Are you sure you want to proceed? And yes, I'm good with this. Even though these were drives that I had initially used on my DS216 Plus 2, they had been on the shelf in a closet now for about 4 or 5 months, maybe even longer. So I'm good with going ahead and initializing them. So we're going to click on I understand and go ahead and say OK. And it says installing Disk Station Manager. Your Synology NAS will be ready in approximately 10 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll come back once the installation process has completed and go from there. Okay, so the NAS is done installing the DSM, and it's at the create an administrator account page. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We'll create an administrator account for this device. First, it's asking for a server name. I'll just call it DS920 Lab. That works for me. The username, and then my password. Now it's telling me my password's a little weak, but that's okay for the lab situation. In production, make sure you use a stronger password. Let's go ahead and click next. Set up Quik Connect. Quik Connect makes it easy to access your Synology DS920 without port forwarding. So you have two options here. You could actually create an account, or if you already have a Synology account, you can go ahead and sign in. I do have a Synology account, so let me just get signed in. You could skip this if you please. And then it's asking, now we're signed into the Synology account, it's asking for a Quik Connect ID. And then we're going to go ahead and say next. You're all set. Let's take a quick tour, guided tour of DSM. And then it just asks, share my Synology device's network location to allow me to locate it via findsynology.com. I have read and agreed, and I'm not going to share that, so we're just going to click on go. Smart update from now on. Once a new DSM update is ready, your Synology NAS will automatically check if the update patch addresses any issues in your current DSM configuration. We're going to say, okay, got it. Device analytics. Synology needs your help, enabling us to improve your usage experience. I'm just going to say no thanks there, but you can say yes if you please. So tip 1 is just showing you around the DSM, and I'm not going to spend any time with that because we're going to be upgrading this puppy to DSM 7, most likely in the next videos, because I want to keep this video to a decent length. Okay, so now that we have DSM 6 installed, we need to set up our storage pool and volume. So let's do that now. We're going to come up to the main menu, and we're going to click on Storage Manager. And you can see under the overview, it says everything is healthy, the system is healthy. So let's come on down to Storage Pool. and we're going to click on Create. And you have a couple of types of storage pools. This is better performance, and I'll show you what the options are here, but I'm actually going to go with higher flexibility because it supports Synology Hybrid RAID, which is what I want to use. But real quick, let's go through this here, and you can see the RAID types. You have RAID 1, RAID 5, RAID 6, RAID 10, basic, just a bunch of disks, and RAID 0. So we're not going to use this, but I just wanted to show you what was there. We're going to go with higher flexibility, and I'm going to click on Next. And under RAID type, we're just going to go with SHR. Since I only have the 2 drives in there, you have a 1 drive fault tolerance. So basically, Synology will use one of the drives as for failure purposes and redundancy. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on Next. And I'm going to select both drives, and we're going to click on Next. And here I'm getting a note, and it says, not listed in the Synology products compatibility list, drives 1 and 2. And I'm not worried about that. This must be just something new Synology's popping in there. These drives have already been used previously in the DS920 plus 2. So I know that they do work. We're just going to go ahead and say continue. All the data on the newly added drive will be erased. Are you sure you want to continue? And we're going to say okay. And then yes, for perform a drive check, it's recommended that you do. So it could look and find some bad sectors, but if you want to speed up the process, you can go ahead and click on no. But I highly recommend you select yes, which is what I'm going to do. And then it's just confirming all the settings that we're using Synology Hybrid RAID with a data protection for 1 drive fault tolerance, selected drives 1 and 2, yes, and then apply. Before using space on storage pools, you have to create a volume. You can go to the volume page to create a volume after the storage pool creation is complete. Okay, so looks like it's set up the storage pool and it's verifying the drives in the background. We can still go ahead and use the Synology while this is being verified. So let's go up to the volume. If you're getting any value out of this video, please smash that like button. It lets the YouTube algorithm know you like what we're doing here at the channel. Now, back to the video. And let's click on Create. And then it says Quik or Custom or as your options. So let's look at what they say. Quik says the system will create an SHR volume which optimizes the performance and space allocation. When 2 or more drives are installed, data protection for drives with fault tolerance is available. This is recommended for general users. High availability is not supported on Synology Hybrid RAID volumes. And then for custom, it's for advanced users who want to choose their own RAID types and create multiple volumes according to their needs. And I'm going to go with this option. So we're going to say, and it actually says, please select this option if you want to create a volume on the existing storage pool. So we're going to say next, choose the existing storage pool. We'll say next. And here's the 1 storage pool, the only option that we have that's being verified at the moment. And we're going to go ahead and say next. And now it's asking to select a file system, and the 2 options are ButterFS or ext4. I'm going to go with ButterFS because I had that on my previous NAS, the DS920 plus 2, and it allows the ability to take snapshots. So I want to go with that. We're going to click on next. And allocate volume capacity. I'm just going to give it the whole thing. I'm going to say next, confirm settings, and I'm going to say apply. Now, in the next video, we are going to take this DS920 Plus and we're going to take it from version 6.2 and upgrade it to the new DSM-7. So if you found any value in today's video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to check out some of the other videos that I have listed up above. Remember, subscribe, like, and share this video. And I want to thank you, as I always do, for using my Amazon affiliate links. I know they don't change your price, but they do help out the channel. My name is Tony with Quik Tech Solutions. As always, please stay safe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. And as always, I'd like to thank our Patreon supporters, And if you would like to help support the channel, there's links to the Patreon page and PayPal down in the video description.